Right. So this is how the chat looks like. We're going to just talk about I don't know what you want us to talk about today, because I don't know where you reached. You told me I stopped sending you videos, but remember when we said you had to first show me what you're doing. Even the people who I had a session. Just a second. Just a second. So I was saying, I don't know what we're going to look at today. Because even I remember
Yeah.
telling you last time that you had first show me how the trading was going so that we get a solution to everything. Even the guys I had a session with last week, no one we promised ourselves there are two people. That was Kovia and my Nigerian friend Michael. We
Yeah.
promised that we are going to journal all these things, like take the trade and send, and if you fear the group, you send it to me. No one did that. No one among the two people. Like there is this thing of journaling where you write down, okay, start with the account size, then you write down the reasons for the trade, then what you saw for that trade, then your target or the loss, because it's what helps a lot. Because if you're taking more than 5 losses with the same analysis, you have to look for that reason, that mistake, what you have to identify the mistake you've been repeating over and over again. But no one did that.
Yeah.
And now tomorrow they'll be like, Emma, can we have a session? It doesn't make sense if I don't know what happened in the previous life. Even though we have 1,000 lives and you're not doing anything about it, you're not showing me. I'll just keep on having the lives and we shall all think everyone is okay, everyone is making money. But at the end of the day, everything is just stuck. I don't know what's going on. Now, likewise to
Yeah.
the Tuesday, we still have Tuesday and Thursday. But this is the day I spent time and no one was on the call. And that was my last call, I think. I spent, I think, an hour, no one joined. So I was like, anyway, yeah. I was like, anyway, I think they have what they're doing. Everyone seems okay. No one came and asked for the live until yesterday when Mark did it. But anyway, so what do you want us to look at?
Okay. Okay. Of late, like I've been watching the market. Like
Okay.
there was a time wasn't it wasn't it wasn't like respecting the high and the
Yeah.
lows of the week. Like
Was it
I
last 2 weeks?
realized, yeah, I realized that and me.
I get your point. But this
Yeah.
week, this week has really been good. Like it has been this week was the simplest week to actually trade. This week was the simplest. Like even anyway, because I said it during, if I'm sure the message, it's still in the group actually. This week, the market is going to range towards NFP. And you can see that NFP broke out of the highs and lows of the week. It's the one that broke out. It's the only thing that broke out actually, like 50 pips plus. But look at where it came back to. I'm going to, anyway, you're seeing the screen. Just look at where it came back to right now. And we always have that thing of the market always comes back. GBP, 50, 60% comes back to where the week began from, unless there's an effect that week that caused it not to, or the previous week that caused it to just fly. And it's now very easy to
Yeah.
anticipate the next move for next week. It may be bullish because
Yeah.
NFP has given a direction, but this one is confusing. Most times it just gives and continues in that direction. But this one, it went and came back and it's going to close from where the week actually began from. So this week was so easy. It was so easy. Apart from the
Yeah.
trade I sent out yesterday, where I put 10 pips, then again news came out and took it out, but dropped again. I was still in that trade because when it came out, I just increased the stop loss because I didn't know news was there at 3:30. I actually forgot. But later when it dropped, but I wouldn't send it in group that, hey, we are in take profit. I don't do that. Because I literally know I told people to set take profit. I mean stop loss at 10 pips. And I didn't tell them to adjust the stop losses because of news. But by this time, they're supposed to know that news is coming. You either cut out or you adjust the stop loss to take the news effect. Because if someone moved it to, it was at 10 pips, but if someone just moved it to 20 pips, they wouldn't have gotten stopped out. Yeah. At
Yeah.
times, it's so hard for me. Remember, I'm running our group. Yeah. Then I'm also running the Mitro Plus group. I don't know if you know Mitro Plus.
Yeah, you know them.
Yeah, I'm also there. And there are other groups. I'm also in Wix community. It gets too hard for me. And at times I'm not on the chat. So I can't keep updating. I expect by now people to be chatting in group and saying, talking to each other that you see this is happening. It's supposed to be like this. And when I see something like that, I know that we are progressing. Yeah. Because we all have goals. We all have goals. We have to help each other. That's the truth. At the end of the day, if this community grows too big, people will be
Yeah.
looking at you now because they'll be like, you guys know this stuff more than us. And it can help you so much because at least you can also start up a community out of that. There is no bad effect about it. But the markets have
Uh,
money. These markets have money. You have to just focus. Of course, when I was starting out, it was also hard. My always say it's up to now, it's hard. A
yeah,
loss is a loss. I don't just be there and be like, a loss. It affects me the same way it used to affect me. But at the end of the
yeah,
day, I know that it always rewards me. It has rewarded me before. It's the reason why I'm here. Yeah. But a loss is a
yeah.
loss for me. Only that I don't share the way I feel. That makes sense. So what do you want us to look at? What do you want us to look at?
Okay, I just want us to talk about because at the time I deposited money,
Yes.
like I had $14
Yes.
and I do that account with 80
Yes.
$80. But
From 14 to 80.
it
Okay.
couldn't like,
You blew it again. Did you withdraw at any point?
I will do some.
Okay, now that's great. I thought you didn't withdraw.
I
But
will
how much did you
I will
withdraw?
I will do like $20.
So you didn't make a loss. You
Uh,
you didn't make a loss, but
but
at the end of the day,
but later when I sat down and I looked at how things were, I realized that I reached a point and I wanted more. Or you get,
you
I went
wanted,
against my road size in order to maintain that.
oh, you increased your lot size.
So I ended up, you know, it was only it went against me. Uh, it, it,
You increased your lot size.
by, yeah, because I was using
Yeah.
I was at, I was using the
Yeah.
yeah, I was doing like them when I
Wow.
did the trade,
So
then it's only something like that.
I get you.
But then I wanted to make I went make
Was
didn't
tough.
care,
News came in and swept you. I get you.
so I've been having a bit like the I'm feeling like to when it comes like okay, I also had a problem. Like, I would fail to do it to remember like the highest thing you tell you movie. You're in replacement or you're in a downswing
All
or
right.
you're in a defensive mode.
In-
Yeah, so I tried to find those things like I would sit down, write them down and see how the things would move like that. So then I just wanted you to help you. But my question was actually was on why is the market so so high and low of the week?
Why the market wasn't obeying?
Yeah,
Now, this week it obeyed, right?
yes, yes,
Now that's the reason why when we are trading the strategy, we don't consider one thing. You get because
yeah,
the market
mm,
changes. It's not written down. Yeah.
yeah,
We use the past market movements to predict future price movements. So if it's not obeying that week, you let it go. You don't consider them, you just leave it out for that week. Because some weeks it goes far from the highs and lows of the week. It goes very far from the highs and lows of the week. Now, like last week, last week it went so far. You get
yeah,
last week it went so far from the highs and lows of the week. So there is no way you would tell me that you're still considering. the highs and lows of the week. It wouldn't make sense. So that's when you bring in other things, the other things that we used to trade. So
Okay.
now if it begins obeying, now like this week was so easy to trade. Because the higher line, like the high of the week had a psychological level right there. And the
Yeah.
lower side of it had an order block. It was just ranging. That's why I said this week we're going to have a ranging week. Because these were two support and resistances. It was supposed to cause a range. And guess what? That range has become a rectangle. I'm not sure how it's going to be. That range has become a rectangle and it has broken out. Guess who broke it out? NFP. That's the only thing we're waiting for. The breakout. Now, if you go and see where this trend began from, let me just show you how the chart is moving. Now you see right now, if you go and see, you're seeing the chart, right?
Yeah.
If you go and see where this market started changing from, you can see that this is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. And guess what?
Yeah. Yeah.
The market is moving up. And right now, this is a rectangle. The breakout has happened. This is like a retest of that rectangle. So we expect 60%, 70%. The market is going to continue to the upside next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, last week, look at this. Last week, the market just, it flashed down, faked us out, came back here, of course, gave us some sells, but later broke out. But now that's when you bring in the first thing I told you when we are analyzing. When there is a chart pattern, it's so hard for the highs and lows of the week to work. It's so hard for psychological levels to work. But look here, psychological levels acted as a support zone to push this market upside. Yeah, they acted as a support zone. Here. Psychological level acted as a support zone to give us that right. Was it the right shoulder? I don't know those things. But you can see how here it acted as support and moved the market to the upside. Then this week begins, we have this high and low, and you can see how the market, at first it gave us this, of course, this wasn't a breakout. It was the direction of the market for that week. But later on, it closed back. It didn't move 50 pips. It just closed back in. I was like, this week is a shorting week. Of course, right now, I've adjusted the trend lines. But you can see that this was a pullback to what? The psychological level to also a Fibonacci. If you pull a Fibonacci from here to here, that's like a 61.8. Then the drop happened. These are so many pips. So many pips for us. And guess what? Comes back here. This is a divergence. I don't know if you watched the video on divergences, did you?
Uh, TDI.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't talked about divergences yet, but this is the TDI would give you this. This is a divergence on an order block with the low of the week. This guy, and then engulfing, this huge engulfing. This trade was easy, but it was Labor Day. It ranged the whole day. I hated this trade, but I just held. And guess what? Look at how this psychological level and high and low of the week held this trade. Up here, just a touch for the market to drop to the downside. So
Yeah.
when you're analyzing, this is what, let me just simplify it for you. Don't spend a lot of time on these bigger time frames. You already have a strategy that is reading for the bigger time frames. When you come and get your week like this is the beginning of the week. The chart pattern here is a head and shoulders. It's still forming. On a bigger time frame, it's still forming. It's still too big. This can be to just form this shoulder. This is more reason for me to keep buying this market. Maybe to here. Or there's an order block somewhere. Yeah. Now, after
Yeah.
identifying such a pattern, what do? Get a trend line. Try to adjust the trend lines. You can pull one from down here where the trend begins from and pass through. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Draw out your order blocks. If there's a major order block, mark it out. Yeah, mark it out. Right on the 4-hour, there is no major one. They are all far, and they're so congested. So you leave that out. You come to the 1-hour time frame. You draw a counter trend line, maybe from the upside or to the downside. You draw it there. You can draw like this one. This would be a valid one. This one here for next week. You leave the market there. Then Remember, you've already drawn your high and low of the week. The psychological levels are there. Watch the market. Just let it tell the story. Once it's moving like this, mark out a zone. Let me say if there's an order block up here, just mark it out, draw a trend line, and wait. You're going to kill it. Once the market reaches your box, get confirmation. Now, the only time when you're supposed to jump in, like after analysis, after like 1 minute of analysis and you jump in, is if there is a break and a retest of a trend line. That's when you take the shortest time to analyze. It's so easy. Like, let me say you get a break and retest of a trend line. Once you see it's breaking, let me say the market is moving lower like this, and you see it breaking, don't jump in. Just wait for the retest here. Put your box up here. Once it comes here, chances are high this trade is going to pass through. This is the time I told you guys the break and retest was the easiest. We were killing it like for a month. Just break and retest only. Not too much, just break and retest. But someone will tell me, what did you use to see that trade? Simple break and retest. That's the only time where you wake up at 8 and then you put your figures on the chart, like you put your long tool and the short tool up there, and you just wait, trigger, sell the market. But these ones where you need to like change a trend. Let me say the market is going down like this. There is no trend line, but there's an order block. That's where you consider a lot of stuff. Just a minute, let me take this call.
Fine.
Hello? Hello? Good evening. How are you? I'm in the house.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to call you back. Eh? I'm in a meeting. Yo, I answered to lie, man. I don't know what that was. I wouldn't say that I'm here
Uh,
and here. So as I was saying, sorry about the call. Um, I was saying break a retest, right? That's the easiest. You can find the market moving like this. Like it has overlonged. You can't continue longing. It's going to kill you. Yeah. So once you find it like here, and let me say the trend line is running somewhere like this. It's running. You've connected this point and this is a valid buy because you have some action here. You have a resistance stand support on the left and then a psychological level. Now, all you have to do is wait for a W pattern to buy this market. But the W pattern shouldn't just be a normal W pattern. It's supposed to have divergence to it. Now, like this one here, I'm sure there is divergence here for this buy. Yeah. Now, if you have to always wait for confirmation, candles, just read the candlesticks, they will do the magic for you. If they are complicated, use the cost averaging system. Always don't enter 0.03 on a $10 account. Use 0.01. Yeah, if you're not sure. Of course, 0.01
yeah.
can't make you money, but
Yeah.
it can test the market. It can test the market. So once you've tested that, okay, it's now starting to get momentum. Just add the other two. First have a stop loss down below here like this. But if it breaks, if you find it breaking like this, that's the simplest trade you can take. Just wait for this part and drop. You don't need to have so many confirmations on that one. Wait for the break, drop it. But these ones of a continuation are the difficult ones. They are very difficult. So spend time on the 15-minute time frame. And if you're going, let me say if the market is general, like it's an overbuying market, and you get a buying setup, hold it longer. If you get a sell setup on a buying trend, hold it shorter. This is what I mean. If it's a buying trend and you get a selling opportunity, target 20 pips. That's GBP. 20 pips are enough for you because GBP is going to play around with 50 pips, right? Target 20 pips. So if at any one point you get a buying opportunity, I still on? I still on?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you get a buying opportunity on a buying trend, like just like this one, you hold it for a longer time. Hold it for a longer time. That's why you saw me on Wednesday. I held this trade, this one. I held this trade. I held it for long until this happened. Psychological level was here, but got around 70 pips off of this. Then later jumped out. And you can tell the market just played around and dropped. Came back down here. Yeah.
This week I think I'll be the same setup like you also.
Yeah,
I'll try.
that shows growth. Now let me tell you something.
Mm.
Geoffrey Zano taught me how to trade. Geoffrey Benson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only that my strategy is now kind of different. At times when he's buying me, I'm selling. Yeah. So
Mm.
one thing I used to do is make sure my trades are like his. Like his. But which is a point I also used to take opposite trades from his. Then I started
Mm.
adjusting. I would say, why is he looking at this? Why is he looking at this? I would always ask myself those questions. And there's a time, even though I post the chart and there's a trend line that I don't have, I added there. I'm like, why is that trend line there? I used to watch all his, I think I watched all of Jeffrey's videos, all of them, apart from the
Mm.
recent ones. But uh, I used to watch all, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's on Instagram, all of them, and I don't regret. Now, that's the guy who taught me how to trade, but I used to make sure like everything is the same until I added other blocks and some other concepts. But if you're close to that analysis, like just start maximizing. You buy a challenge of $15, a funded challenge of
Yeah.
$15. They're now there, I think. $15. Yeah, buy it at least and try on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So man, next week, at least journal your trade. Tell me I journaled mine. At least.
No problem. I'll do it.
All right. So any other question?
Uh,
And put something in crypto, you guys. Put you see this crypto. I've seen it
yeah,
make
no,
money. I've seen it make money for people, man. I know it's
fine.
risky. It goes down. It's sometimes it's a bloodbath. But you see, okay, I happen to be I'm an opportunity guy. At first I didn't know
Mm.
Festo, but I was like, this guy, what does this guy do? So I just started entering the circle slowly like that. Slowly like that. But I've seen that guy tells me the money he makes from this crypto. You think $100,000 is a lot of money? That's peanuts to this guy. So it's crypto. It's not that he's doing crypto. So if just get like even though it's $5, put it on a coin that has zeros, like BTT or HBAR. $5 when you get your top up, it like that. You're not going to get money from heaven and drop. At least for one thing,
Yeah.
I know you're among the few guys who paid for this whole group and stuff. Because most people be like, man, I have 150. I'd be like, man, just joining because that 150, I'm going to just give it to someone else. Maybe someone who's going to help me edit a video, something. By the end of the day, I want everyone to learn this. You get. So just get some small. If you feel forex is that just you can trade some crypto, but only that crypto is so volatile. But you can trade some crypto. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have anything else. We can be test trading. You can test your trades. If you have any question, I'm always on. I know I get sometimes I get so many messages and I take
Yeah,
long
yeah.
to see, but I always see them at the end of the day.
Okay.
All right. So anything else?
There's something that I realized.
Yeah.
Like some don't happen like the way suppose go back and fix that.
What?
Like for instance, city line has been broken.
Yeah.
you find that sometimes it doesn't reject on your phone. Like
Yeah.
it can kind of get this
Okay. Now
later.
it reaches it like later, like 2 days later.
Yeah.
And at some point, sometimes you remove the trend line. I get it annoys me too, but man, you can't get it 100%.
Yeah.
You can never get it 100%. So most times when it's okay, the retest never has confluences. You realize that it's just the retest.
Mm.
So what I do, like most times, I don't just remove the major trend lines. Now you see, like this setup, if it was a normal trading day, I would be aiming for it to come back here. Yeah. But it's now
Yeah.
Friday and the market may come up with liquidity. But you can see, look at this. You see, this is a point A, point B, point C, point D. Here it broke out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It did come back to retest. But look, after NFP, it has just come back. That stuff sometimes, but there is no way to get it. Like, it's either your trend line is there or it's not. So you can't just get all
Yeah.
1,000 opportunities in the market. You have to leave some. That's why I only take 2 setups a day. If it was chasing the market, we would have 10,000 setups in a day and would be trading 10,000 pairs. So you have to just leave out some. Just maximize on the few that you get.
Like I was watching gold this week. I think
Go.
on Tuesday. It broke out.
Yeah.
This like now, there's for a what a thing.
That's one thing that I also hate, but we have to just maximize from the ones we get because now this buy may happen. This buy is going to happen because of this retest. Because if you look on the left, maybe there's an order block somewhere, but the buy is happening. It may happen next week. The market may jump in and go up to here. You see, from this line to this line, it may form a high there, and it will be the high of the week. But it may, yeah. So we should just wait and see how the market goes.
Okay.
All right. So,
Thank you.
all right. Thank you for attending.
Welcome.
All right. So there's this study material in the group. I've read close to 600 books. I know you haven't read any. You can read some.
Emma, I'm seriously reading those. Okay, the crypto books I've not yet read them, but like the trading books
Yeah,
I'm reading. Yes.
that's
I'm reading
amazing.
them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've read the one for 10 lines. I've read it twice now because you sent it to me. Then I think again, I read it.
Just read the psychological ones. Like there's one called Dark Secrets. Dark Secrets to something. Read that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for attending.
All right.
Good night.
Welcome. Good night.